Hello you guys, welcome back. I have another very different video for my channel. Today I'm sharing a Playroom declutter. My heart behind this is really to create and cultivate peace in my home. And I want to do a full video sharing all of the different ways that I am really shifting the environment of our home to make it more peaceful and Christ-centered. And one of those ways is to declutter and go a more minimal route. The playroom is one of those areas that has really gotten away from me. So I'll show you the madness I'm looking at here in a second. But lately I've been feeling like we have been hanging on to way too much. My almost 4-year-old daughter has really aged out of a lot of these toys that are geared more towards littler toddlers and things that she hasn't even touched in 6 months to a year. I'm like, let's just get rid of it. Things that she hasn't even touched in the last month, I'm gonna get rid of, especially things that are overstimulating. I really want our playroom to be a place where my daughter can have this creative outlet, but where it's not overstimulating and overwhelming. And right now I feel like we just have so many options that when she walks into the playroom, and I'll watch her sometimes, she'll just stand here and stare at the toys, not knowing what to grab because it's just too overwhelming for her. So I figured if we really scale down, she's really gonna feel more at peace in her playroom. So that is my heart behind this video today. So I'm really excited to get rid of a lot of this and go ahead and donate it. So let's go ahead and get started. To give you a little tour first, it may not look insane, but once we start getting into all of these little cubbies and baskets, and I'm storing clothes that my daughter has grown out of right here. We have books and so many different kinds of blocks, so many different, plush little stuffed animals and princesses, and I mean, just all kinds of stuff. We have our Christmas tree out and it's just a little overwhelming in here. So we've also got some water bottles and trash over there that I need to clean up. Lots of stuff and everything in the kitchen, those little cupboards in there. I need to go through and sort all that. Lots of stuff in here that I am just ready to get rid of, especially things like this, for example. A lot of little puzzles that she has just grown out of at this point, a lot of little baby books and things like that. This little basket, for instance, it just has random little trinkety things that don't really have a home and they just get thrown in this basket. And I'm like, what are we even doing with this? So a lot of stuff like this just needs to go. So I am really gonna scale down to a handful of items. This, for instance, is one of my favorite things. It's a little horse barn. It has little bales of hay and horses inside. That will definitely be staying with us, and this little chicken coop that goes with it. Another item that we will definitely be keeping is this little tree house. My mom got this for Ellie last year for Christmas, and it comes with all these little woodland animals and so stinking cute. So things like this that really encourage creativity and independent play without being overstimulated. So I am gonna get started and start making a pile of all the things we are gonna get rid of. I should add too, my daughter is actually napping right now, so this is the perfect window for me to do this because hopefully she won't even notice that most of this is gone. And even if she does notice a couple things are missing, I really think she'll be able to move on pretty quickly. Again, because my goal is to create a really peaceful, creative place up here that she feels like she can just rest and play and be 100% herself. So hopefully, if she does notice a couple things are gone, we'll just be able to move on really quickly, but let's go ahead and start decluttering. I am sweating. That was a lot, but I feel so light right now. I will show you this pile behind me here in a second, but I feel like I can take a deep breath. It's just such a good feeling to really scale down the toys and activities that we have for my daughter. And I know I could probably go through and do a round 2, like if I really wanted to go extreme and just do like 10 toys for her. But I think this is a really good place to start. And if you're like me and you're wanting to declutter, but it just feels very overwhelming, I think this is a really good place to start, to go through and just get all of the things that your little one has phased out of that are just easy to get rid of, you know what I mean? That there's no emotional attachment with, you know, it's easy to get rid of those things. And then other toys, maybe it's difficult because they were gifted to you or family gave them, and that's where it gets tricky because you feel obligated to hang on to it. But I'm telling you, it feels so good to just make a pile and donate things. So I'm very excited to have this out of my house, and I'm excited to watch my daughter and see how she, I don't know, just approaches her playroom a little bit differently now. So let me show you this pile behind me. Okay, so this right here is actually just trash. So I took an empty box and filled it with just little random trinkety things and trash and just all kinds of stuff that, you know, I'm not going to donate. I'm just going to throw it away. So I used a box that I needed to get rid of anyway, filled it with trash. This is empty as well. And then I think we're just going to get rid of this. She got this at preschool last week, but it's just stuff like this that sits around and nothing happens with it. So that's going in the trash. Here is my donate pile. So this box I have filled with all kinds of stuff, different activities and puzzles and books and any little things. I just was tired of having little things all around. And then more blocks, another box of blocks. I mean, we just didn't need so many blocks, and I'll show you what I am keeping here in a second as well. And then just a few little activities that I feel like are overstimulating for her. They're battery operated, lots of noise and music, and again, more little pieces to it. And I actually taped, let me move this out of the way. I took all of the little pieces that go with it and taped it in a little bag. That way, when I do donate this, it comes with everything, and I've made this really easy for the next person who finds this. So, very excited to pass this on. And then this is the pile of books that are just no longer age appropriate for my daughter. They're all just very little early toddler age books. So we are going to pass these on as well because they are very cute books, but they just don't get used here and they're using up space. Moving on, this next shelf, I've really scaled down, like I mentioned, the books. So it's not just jam-packed in here anymore. There's actually room if we do want to add in another book or two. So very excited to actually have a little breathing room in our bookshelf and a few more activities. So this is actually one of my favorite little baby toys that I am gonna pass on to my sister. So there are a couple of things that I don't wanna just donate, I want to pass on to family. So this is gonna go to my sister. She's having her 3rd baby. So this is gonna be perfect timing. I think, yeah, gonna be really special to pass that on. And then I mentioned the blocks. We just had so many different versions of blocks that I'm like, we don't need that many. We need one option, maybe 2. So a couple of the things that I did decide to keep, she loves playing with this ball. I know, like super weird, but she plays with this every day. She loves these little suction toys. Again, she'll stick them on the window. She gets really creative with these, so I figured actually this is really good to hang on to. And then she loves magnetiles. So this is another activity that I feel like is not overstimulating and it really sparks creativity with her. So those are a couple of things that I am keeping. And then I went ahead and switched out this basket to be just regular wooden blocks. We did not need, again, 4 different versions of blocks. So I am getting rid of the other versions and scaled down to just these. So again, really simple, a really easy toy to hang on to. And then Lincoln logs, I mean, it's Lincoln Logs. So maybe one day she'll be into them. She's not really into it right now, but I do want to hang on to those because I feel like when she gets a little bit older, she'll be really excited about the Lincoln Logs. That is what I'm keeping in this first shelf. Okay, this next shelf, a lot of what's here is actually some old Love Every toys, and that's what's in this entire basket here is Love Every toys. And I feel like these still fit her age. Even though we got this box, I don't know, maybe a year ago, she still plays with these things. And again, they're things that are not overstimulating, and of course they're learning based. And you know, I love hanging on to her Love Every toys. Same thing, like these little matching cards, they have different shapes and colors. So things like that, I'm definitely hanging on to. And then this basket, I actually decluttered to where there is nothing in here. So that feels really great to finally have an empty basket. And then again, more Love Every toys here, more puzzles, these little magnet tiles. I have this little doodle mat. This is something she also plays with a ton, where you fill up the little markers with water, has the big mat, and she can color. She loves this. So that is another thing that I'm definitely hanging on to. And then this is one of the Melissa and Doug activities where it's a magnetic board where she can create different scenes with the magnetic board. So again, another toy that's not battery operated. It's something that she can take during quiet time. I let her pick out one toy or one book or one activity that she can take to her room during quiet time. And this is one of the things that she gravitates towards the most. So definitely hanging on to that. I have a letter puzzle and some reusable stickers. Okay, scooting down a little bit. This basket has Play-Doh. I had to go through and throw away about half of the Play-Dohs in here, which was really sad because I didn't double check and the lid was not on correctly. So a lot of the Play-Dohs were dried out. There was a lot of just trash down in here. So it was good to kind of give this basket a little bit of a refresh and only hang on to the Play-Dohs that are actually fresh Play-Dohs. And then this is the toy that I love the most, probably, her little horse barn and chicken coop. And then this basket, we have one Barbie. We don't really do a ton of Barbies, and she has one in the bathtub, and then this is it. So she has her one Barbie. Moving on, I cleaned up her little kitchen and really decluttered a lot of, again, more trash, more little play food items that just weren't getting used, and really scaled down to everything that's in this little cart right here. Honestly, I would definitely get rid of this shopping cart, but we just got it like a week ago, and Ellie would be heartbroken if it was gone. So I might let her hang on to it for a little while longer, and then it might disappear from our house, you know, in a couple of months, but I'm hanging on to it for now. This is another basket where I feel very torn on. All of our little princesses and Mickey Mouse and all of the things. I went through and got rid of quite a few, but the basket is still very full. Again, this is an area where I feel very torn. So this may have to happen in phases where I go through and declutter some of these little plushes. I don't know, you know, we've collected them on all of our Disney trips, and I don't know, Ellie would definitely notice these would be gone. So I might slowly, again, phase these out the older she gets, but for now, I've scaled down a little bit. I have kept all of her baby items. So she has a couple of baby dolls, this little carriage, her little baby diaper bag, the little high chair. So she loves playing babies. And then of course, our little wooden tree house. So this is what the playroom looks like now. We have our little movie corner over here, the nugget, everything we are donating and getting rid of. And then I do have that basket of clothes over there that will definitely get taken care of, but it feels a lot lighter in here and definitely could do a round 2, but I feel like this is a really great starting point. All right, I feel so much better about the playroom. I hope this was inspiring, encouraging, and I definitely want to do a full video where I share all of the different ways that I am cultivating peace in our home. And I truly believe that decluttering and living a more minimal lifestyle has been one of the many ways that we have begun to shift the culture of our home and really welcome in more peace peace by honoring the Lord and stewarding the things that we have and taking care of my home. You know, again, I could do a full video about this, but the playroom was one of the last areas in my house that really overwhelmed me and felt a little daunting when I would try to tidy or clean in here. It just felt overwhelming, and like no matter what I did, it was never clean. So this feels really good, really refreshing, and yes, let me know down below if you are excited to hear more about the idea of cultivating peace in your home, because I definitely want to share more about it. I have a lot to share. But thank you so much for watching. If you are new and this is the very first video of mine that you are seeing, I would love for you to subscribe and stick around for more. I am just a little bit of a hodgepodge at this point, so here we are. But thank you again, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.